Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to News Cycle on Global Television. Coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Ramsey Enoch. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times 276. Now the news in full. President Bola Tinubu has approved the immediate release of 16.7 billion naira for the reconstruction of Mokwa Bridge in Niger State, months after it was washed away by flooding in May. The Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, announced the approval in Abakaliki after a meeting with the Minister of Works, Senator Dave Mahi. Idris is currently leading a federal delegation on a 3-day tour of infrastructural projects and citizen engagement initiative across the Southeast. According to the minister, the funding approved demonstrate the Tinubu administration's responsiveness to critical infrastructure emergencies. President Bola Tinubu has touched down in Dubai shortly after a layover en route to his upcoming diplomatic engagement in Japan and Brazil. He will attend the 9th Tokyo International Conference on African Development in Yokohama from August 20 to 22, before proceeding to Brasilia for bilateral talks business forum from August 24 to 25. The trip underscores Nigeria's commitment to enhancing geopolitical alliances and economic partnership. The All Progressive Congress has asked the Independent National Electoral Commission to cancel the by-election for Shanono Bakwai constituency and rerun election for Gari constituency in Kano State over what it called widespread violence and destruction. In a statement issued on Saturday, signed by its National Publicity Secretary, Felix Moka, the party said the elections were marred by extreme violence and destruction by armed thugs across several polling units in the affected areas. Kaduna police have arrested a man found in possession of 25 million naira in suspected vote-buying money in the ongoing by-elections. The suspect admitted the cash was intended to sway voters during preliminary questioning. Authorities have launched a further investigation to determine the scope and perpetrators behind the attempted electoral manipulation. In a related development, the Ogun State PDP chairman Abayomi Taylor, 2 party members, and 2 INEC officials have been arrested in Iperu over alleged possession of large sum of cash suspected to be meant for vote buying during the Remo Federal Constituency by-election. While police source says the suspects have given useful information about the role in the alleged plot to be election officials. The PDP insists Taylor's arrest at his hotel was a deliberate move to weaken the opposition and tilt the process in favor of the APC. Meanwhile, Governor Dapo Abiodun voted at his polling unit in Iperu, commending INEC's preparedness, the smooth conduct of the poll, and the impressive voters' turnout. In another development, accreditation and voting started early in Aguata and other parts of Anambra's South Senatorial District as INEC officials arrive on time with voters, commending the smooth process. At Amaoji Primary School, which has over 1,000 registered voters, turnout was impressive, while at Governor Chukwuma Soludo's polling unit in Ofiye Square, security agencies maintained calm. The senatorial by-election, triggered by the death of Senator Ifeanyi Ubah, is holding alongside State Assembly contests in Onitsha North 1, just months ahead of Anambra's governorship poll in November. Nigeria's agricultural landscape is changing in the center of this transformation in a 3-letter war that has stirred debate across farms, market, and even places of worship. GMO, genetically modified organism. While scientists hail it as a solution to hunger and climate change, some Nigerians still question its safety in alignment with their beliefs. But what the people who till the soil every day really think. In this special report, Aniete Patrick takes up the feed to hear from the farmers themselves.
For decades, smallholder farmers in Nigeria have battled low yields, pest invasion, and unpredictable weather patterns. But now, a new seed variety genetically modified to resist pests and withstand drought is promising better harvest and higher income. That sentiment is echoed across farmlands in Kaduna, Benue, and Kano, where farmers say GMOs have not only boosted productivity but also reduced their operational costs. Ndaman Dantani, a farmer who has planted and harvested produce from GMO seeds, says it's cost-effective and reduced pesticide use. It has pest resistance, environmental sustainability, and longer shelf life for produce.
In other seeds, you will be spending money on chemicals for spraying. But in this of GMO, you can't buy much of chemical for spraying.
Well, the narration is actually changing gradually in Nigeria when it comes to genetically modified organisms, where we have farmers also giving us their perspective to how the seedlings has helped with production and also boost food security in Nigeria. According to the Director General of the National Biotechnologies Research and Development Agency, Professor Abdullahi Mustafa, one of the most pressing issues facing Nigeria today is how to feed a growing population in the face of mounting climate challenges. Scientists, researchers are working with governments to demystify biotechnology and foster dialogue about the safety, ethics, and benefits of GMO technology in agriculture.
We need to work hard in terms of providing food for our nation. And to provide food in our nation, we need to use science and technology. And to use science and technology, we need to give an insight of what is going on to produce what for the farmers to use.
Beyond profits, scientists like Dr. Rose Gidado of the National Biotechnology Research and Development Agency points to broader benefits, less environmental damage, longer shelf life for produce, and reduced need for harmful chemicals.
In genetic engineering, there's a foreign DNA that you have to bring into the crop that you want to actually, the crop maybe that desires, of course, maybe it desires a new pest in it, especially insects and maybe pest resistance.
But not everyone is convinced. Critics link GMO foods to health concerns like cancer and liver problems, claims that researchers firmly reject, insisting the crops undergo rigorous safety checks before approval.
We have asked many of them several times for risk assessments and they never provided it to us. And that's because the risk assessments that was used in Nigeria from information from NDMA is from the EFSA risk assessment, which is just for 2 years. And 2 years is not enough to evaluate the impact of GMOs on our health, on our environment, and also generally.
While some Nigerians say GMO produce is dangerous, this farmer bets to differ, saying he has eaten it as well as his family and they are fine.
In terms of consumption, just as I said during the time of a maize interview, it is palatable, it's consumable, it has no harm. I have eaten it for several years. I'm still like before.
Following the myths around genetically modified organisms and also the issue around BPR, cowpea, I decided to take a narrative of the story myself, come into the farm and see what this is about. I'm practically in a farm here that has the planting of BPR cowpea, and visibly you can see where this is actually growing so well. Look at the flowers coming out in the rainy season, showing that this can actually grow better and give you good yield. I am Aniete Patrick, reporting for Global TV.
Goruba, the Don Pem, is regarded as the skull fruit known in northern Nigeria as an excellent brain superfood. Thought it originated from Egypt, it is now cultivated and domesticated in Nigeria. Goruba is now used for different purposes ranging from tea to traditional medicine. Correspondent Idris Jibrin takes a look at this fruit as a rich source of sugar, protein and fats.
In Kano, dune fruit, otherwise known as goruba, is brought from Guru in Yobe State and other states across northern Nigeria.
In Kano, dune fruit, otherwise known as goruba, is brought up from Guru in Yobe State and other states across northern Nigeria. Goruba is actually brought from Guru, Machina and several other local governments in Yobe State, and many people do buy goruba to take care of their health-related problems.
The fruit is a popular component of tea preparation consumed for refreshment, regulation of body weight, and blood glucose.
Dune fruit tea is used to regulate blood pressure, body weight, and body glucose. And at the moment, several people used to come here to either buy the tea or the goruba itself.
For several years, many youth in Kano are involved in the business of dune fruits. They sell it in shops and along major streets in Kano State. They say the trend has been paying off, especially because it's used as traditional medicine, which cure various diseases.
We do sell goruba here, and there are many of us who earn a living through the business. It has helped us to take care of our several problems, which include helping our parents.
Experts say the use of goruba, either consumed as tea or raw fruit, has proven to be beneficial to people with blood-related diseases. From Kano, Idris Jibrin reporting for Global Television News.
In Nigeria, mental illness is still widely stigmatized. Too often, it is as a spiritual weakness or madness rather than a medical condition requiring care. From academic pressure and unemployment to social media stress and insecurity, more and more Nigerian youths are battling mental health challenges, often in silence. Our correspondent Sadia Yakubu reports.
With over 60% of the population under 25, the nation's greatest asset is one of its most vulnerable. Nigerian younger people are facing a storm of stressors, unstable education systems, high unemployment, rising insecurity, and crushing social expectation, often without emotional support or access to mental health care. According to National Bureau of Statistics, youth unemployment stands at over 40%, leaving many with a bleak outlook on the future.
It's the genetic factor, the issue of inheritance. One could inherit the risk or the propensity to develop mental health problem from his or her parents. So hereditary factors play a very important role. Then we have environmental factors too. Environmental factors can be the issue of drug use.
Social media adds another layer of strain. While it connects, it also fuels unrealistic comparisons, cyberbullying, and addiction, all of which can trigger or worsen mental health issues.
That is drug misuses. It causes mental hurt and also parental effect. So that also can cause a mental hurt. And
a lot of people graduated and then there's no job, nothing. And then the people like me, I have about 5 graduates, which is my son, and I'm still the one that is feeding them.
Economic factor, the situation of the economy now, especially in this country we are, is very bad. That alone can also contribute to bring about mental health, sanity in youths.
Despite the odds, change is happening from youth-led mental health clubs in schools to NGOs offering free therapy. A quiet revolution is building. There is no health without mental health, and yet so many young Nigerians are falling through the cracks. If you or someone you know is struggling, please reach out. A list of verified mental health resources is available on websites. Mental health is health, and Nigerian young people deserve to thrive, not just to survive. I am Sadia Yakubu reporting for Global Television.
And as Nigeria prepare for the 2027 general election, the State Governor Hope Uzodinma has called on the media to remain fair, balanced and professional in their coverage. The governor made this appeal while hosting members of the Nigerian Guild of Guilds, editor led by its president Eze Anaba, at the government house in Owerri. Amarachi Ibe has the details.
Imo State Governor Hope Uzodinma says, accurate reporting is key to sustaining national stability, noting that both politicians and journalists carry a shared responsibility in protecting Nigerians' democracy. The governor further reassured journalists of his continuous support, adding that a strong partnership between the press and the government remains vital for a thriving democracy.
Indeed, as we move closer to the next general elections, the role of the media becomes even more critical to the stability of our democracy. As I've said before, we will rely on you to show us the path to follow.
In his response, the president of the Guild of Editors, Eze Anaba, thanked the governor for the engagement and extended an invitation to him to attend the Guild's annual conference coming up October.
It's also important, Your Excellency, to also tell you that in October, the Guild will be having its annual editors conference. On behalf of my colleagues, I want to officially invite you. So, as a friend of the editors, it's important you honor us with your presence.
With the 2027 general election drawing closer, the call for media responsibility underscores the critical role of the press in shaping Nigerians' democratic journey. From Owerri, Amarachi Ibe, Global TV News.
You're watching the live broadcast of News Cycle. When News Cycle returns, Ukraine's Zelensky to meet Trump after US-Russia summit yields no ceasefire. Details coming shortly, plus business and sports stories on the other side of this break. Stay with us. Welcome back from that break, now to the world of business. Kano, the commercial city in northern Nigeria, has been a trade hub for grains and textile since the colonial era. Today, the resilient sub-making business in Kofa Wambai market employs hundreds and thousands of people working at various stages of the manufacturing process. Global TV correspondent Idris Jibril takes a first-hand look at the business in action.
Inside Kofar Wambai market in Kano lay sheets of leather in plain sight waiting to be processed into footwears of various sizes and designs. The art of shoemaking is known to be an ancient trade in Kano, dating as far back as the 11th century. On daily basis, hundreds of youth, including women, spend time on various stages of shoemaking, such as cutting the leather, applying gum to leather materials, and shaping the different animal skin. Leather materials dyed locally in different colors are used to make footwears of different sizes, from relatively simple to very complex. Bags and other leather materials are also made here.
I have been doing this business for several years, and we do produce all kinds of shoes, bags and other leather materials.
Ali Sidi is one of the shoemakers. Inherited from his father, Ali has been benefiting from the trade for the past 35 years and is now passing it to his children.
For 35 years, I have been making shoes in this market. I learned it from my father and I'm now teaching my children.
Over the years, shoemakers in Kano say sales have been good, but the insufficient supply of raw materials, inadequate capital, and lack of government intervention are threatening their production capacity.
Sincerely, we started this business from Kurmi Market, and with the advent of foreign shoes, we migrated to this place, but we are now threatened by the lack of government intervention.
With increasing opportunity in the trade, There is no doubt that more improved quality footwears can be produced only when importation of foreign shoes is completely banned. From Kano, Idris Jibrin reporting for Global Television News.
Now on the foreign scene, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky will travel to Washington on Monday for talks with U.S. President Donald Trump. After Trump's high-profile summit with Vladimir Putin in Alaska ended without a ceasefire in Ukraine, while Trump described the 3-hour meeting with Putin as progress, both leaders dismissed calls for a temporary truce, instead stressing the need for a broader peace deal that incorporates Russia's interests. Zelensky, who had been excluded from the Alaska summit, said he had long and substantive phone call with Trump and will use the White House meeting to push for concrete. Now from the world of sport, Nigeria's D Tigers deliver a stunning performance at the 2025 FIBA Afro Basketball Championship, thrashing defending champions Tunisia to announce themselves as serious contenders for the title. The Nigerian side combined ferocious defense with blistering offenses, shooting down Tunisia's key players while pushing them with fast break and three-point shooting. The Tigers' next match will be against Cameroon on Sunday, a fixture that will determine the seeding for the knockout. The Athletics Federation of Nigeria, that is AFN, has named 26 athletes to represent the country at the Confederation of African Athletes, that is CAA, Region 2 Senior Athletics Championship, which will take place in Accra, Ghana from August 18 to 19. The Nigerian contingent will compete across 20 events, including men's and women's sprint, 100-meter, 200-meter,